All right, I see a hand right there, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for coming out and being here with us. I know you're an independent. I am a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, but like millions of others around the country, I'm really fed up with Democratic leadership, particularly in the Senate. I don't want to hear Chuck Schumer talk about sending another strongly worded letter, right? If we learned anything during the Obama years, it was that Republicans knew how to obstruct. I want us to obstruct. I want to see us using every parliamentarian maneuver, anything we can, obstruct, obstruct, obstruct. And the people of this country, we have been paying attention and we have been out in the streets. I'm a member of Indivisible. We've been doing hands off, no kings. We've showed up in the millions. We need our elected leaders to show up for us. And that means sitting in at the Capitol, having alternate hearings, profiling a person who's dying because their Medicaid has been stripped away.
Good.
We need action, and we need a new playbook, because our leaders are using a playbook for a political system that no longer exists.
Thank you, and I agree with everything that you've said, but let me add to that. All right, let me add to that. You may or may not agree with me, but we need the Democratic Party to understand that it cannot receive massive amounts of campaign contributions from the wealthy and represent the working class of this country. And there is a reason why a lot of people have turned their backs, working class people, and that is because the Democrats, to a large degree, have turned their backs on them. All right? So we need a vision. And it's not a radical vision. All the things that I talked about, health care and education and Social Security, they are wildly popular. They're supported by Republicans, by independents, by Democrats. Do you think the people of this country want to give billions more to Netanyahu to starve children? They don't. All right? But the Democrats have finally got to recognize you can't take money from billionaires and then serve the needs of the working class of this country. And by the way, the reason I am here in the Midwest is tomorrow or the next day we'll be in Michigan supporting a strong candidate for the U.S. Senate. We'll be in Illinois supporting two strong candidates for the House of Representatives. Rural Wisconsin, a strong candidate for the House of Representatives. We need strong, progressive candidates prepared to stand up for working class people. Mister, you got a question?
At a town hall-style gathering, a lifelong Democrat voiced her dissatisfaction with party leadership, particularly in the Senate. She criticized what she saw as weak and symbolic gestures, such as issuing strongly worded letters, instead of taking decisive action. Reflecting on the Obama years, she argued that Republicans had mastered the art of obstruction and that Democrats should be willing to adopt similar tactics. She called on leaders to make use of every parliamentary tool at their disposal to resist harmful policies and demonstrate true opposition. The woman emphasized that grassroots activists have been organizing, marching, and mobilizing across the country, but felt that elected officials have failed to match that energy. She urged Democratic lawmakers to stage sit-ins at the Capitol, hold alternative hearings, and highlight the human cost of policy decisions, such as people losing health care. According to her, the party's current strategy is outdated and ineffective in today's political climate. In response, Senator Bernie Sanders acknowledged her frustration but added that the problems run even deeper. He argued that Democrats cannot continue to accept massive campaign contributions from the wealthy while claiming to stand with working people. This, he said, is why many working-class Americans feel abandoned by the party. Sanders stressed that policies like affordable health care, accessible education, and protection of Social Security are not radical ideas, but ones that enjoy wide support among Democrats, independents, and even Republicans. He underscored the contradiction at the heart of Democratic politics, serving the interests of billionaires while expecting loyalty from the working class. Sanders called for a clear and consistent vision that places working people at the center of the party's agenda. He also highlighted his support for progressive candidates across the Midwest, in Michigan, Illinois, and Wisconsin, who he believes are ready to fight unapologetically for working families. The exchange reflected a broader demand from voters for Democratic leadership to abandon outdated strategies and adopt a new playbook that embraces both bold grassroots action and genuine economic populism.